right. Hey, everybody. Mayor Jane here again for our daily Facebook Live here. I have some incredible guests. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us today. I know your time is very valuable, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to join us for what we know will be a very informative program. So I am our guests today are from the Downtown Partnership. Lynda Remund actually works for the Downtown Partnership, and Kevin Plummer. I'm not sure you can guess where he works. Upper right hand corner may be a clue, but he is the headmaster at Tampa Prep, and an incredible individual. I love walking around the school with you because he knows everybody. He's that kind of guy. The students seem to love you, but I'm not sure why, because he's
I don't know either.
hey, you had that math test the other day. How did you do on that? And then the other kid, hey, I heard you were trying out for what, like, you know, every single detail of every kid's life. So they can get away with nothing. Nothing. I
It's
mean,
fun.
my goodness. That makes a good headmaster, that's for sure. But everybody loves you. Everybody loves you at the Downtown Partnership as well. And then we're very thankful for the working relationship that we have here in the city. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. I have to talk about the update on our cases, our coronavirus cases. We currently have 1,364 total cases in Hillsborough County, including 39 deaths. Now, anyone who has been watching this or tracking the number of cases and the associated deaths know that there has been an increase in the number of deaths that we have had, and those are attributed to cases in nursing homes. There were two out in the county, two nursing homes, where a series of staff members and residents became infected with the coronavirus. And now there are two in the city limits as well. So we're having testing at those locations and all of the long-term care facilities. That was the first place when we were first aware of this virus and its presence in America. That was the first place that we went, identified all of those long care facilities in the city of Tampa. And we went out with our code enforcement police officers to every single one of them and worked with them to develop the visitation standards, and then also just the communication about the virus and steps to take to avoid it in the very beginning. So this clearly, everyone that resides in these facilities is in the high risk category. And out of those 39 individuals who have died from the coronavirus, only 4 have been under the age of 60. So clearly it is something. And if you look at the graphs, you can go on Hillsborough County's website. And if you look at the graphs, the majority of the individuals that get this virus are younger than 60. And it's very interesting for our community. You know, a lot of people talk about everybody in Florida being older, but not necessarily the case. But the ones who are most deeply affected by it are over 60 years old and actually over 65 years old. Florida has 38,828 cases, 1,667 deaths statewide. And so, as I always say, behind those numbers is an individual, and they're leaving behind their family and friends and loved ones. And so we're working as hard as we can to keep those numbers to a minimum, the number of positive cases, but specifically the deaths. And so we all, as a reminder, need to understand our level of personal responsibility and take it very seriously. Now that we're starting to open up the community, it doesn't mean that we can relax any of those precautions. We have to maintain a 6-foot distance separation whenever we can. If you can't, you're out in public, wear a face covering, and then also the disinfectant, washing your hands, those types of things. We have got to continue on with that. So Lift Up Local Recovery Plan, I'll talk just a little bit about that, and then we're gonna, that will be a segment that we will discuss with Lynda and Kevin as well. So Lift Up Local is just a program that we started in this first phase of reopening our economy to try to help out our retailers and restaurants, and mainly allow the restaurants to increase the number of customers that they could serve. Everyone was limited to 25% of their occupancy. And so we allowed them to move out on sidewalks, in some cases into parking spaces, and then in some cases actually out in the street. And one of the street segments that we closed off was down here in Franklin Street downtown. Also segments over on 7th Avenue and then in Hyde Park as well. We talked about over on South Howard, but the restaurants actually got together and decided to just set up tents in their parking lots. Also spoke with restaurants in East Tampa and then in West Tampa as well, and made them aware of this program. And our city attorney, our amazing city attorney, Gina Grimes, and her team worked on all the codes and the zoning and crafted an executive order that relaxed things that didn't allow for blocking of sidewalks or using the parking spaces for that reason. And then also the consumption of alcohol out on those. We worked with the restaurants to come up with some great ideas to stay safe. Things like using a one-use menu, paper menu. Some restaurants are using chalkboards and writing up there so they don't have to, bother with handing out menus. Some are using plastic utensils. Everyone who is facing the public has to wear some type of facial covering, some type of a mask. And also a couple of restaurants, it was interesting when it opened up. I rode around with the chief of police. I told him he's a bad guy and I was a good guy. But rode around with him, and we actually found a couple of restaurants that were doing taking all of their clients' temperature before they came in. So everybody's really, doing what they need to do to take this seriously, be able to get back up on our feet economically while keeping everyone safe and happy. And hopefully we'll be able to build upon the success of this first phase and open up other services. Because as I say, I need to get my hair done. So let's see if I missed anything on that. Nope, I think we have all of that. So please go out and patronize your local restaurants. If you can't go there in person, pick up. Everybody needs some business. So go out and pick up. And you know what? Let's be honest. Your family's probably tired of your cooking. So let's go out to the restaurants and get some takeout. Another thing that we did with the restaurant. Now I just forgot what I was going to say. Oh my goodness, you can't do that on live Facebook. But anyway, we're just really working together with all of our restaurateurs to just to help them get back up on their feet. So it is incredibly important, and we hope we can increase that percentage here in the near future. So we had a great sort of an all call with the restaurants, and they let us know what would work for them and what wouldn't. We even made some changes in our footprint down on 7th Avenue, because there were a couple of restaurants that didn't necessarily want the street closed. So we opened it up in front of them, and just working with them to help them out as much as we can, and our community as well. Oh, I know what it was. Reservations. Got to have reservations when you go to a restaurant, and it's helping you and it's helping the restaurants as well. They can turn those tables over quicker if they have the specific time frames that people are coming in and out. And the way you remember that is no seat, no service. So call and get a reservation so you're not standing there waiting on your table and causing a problem. So very, very important. What is also important is to go to our website, tampagov.net, and you can find out all the information you need about COVID-19. And you can also find out about our programs. One Tampa, you can find out about Lift Up Local program and a bunch of other information on there. So make sure you go there, text Tampa Ready, Tampa Lista, or Tampa Biz to 888-777 for real-time information in English and Spanish, and then information about businesses as well. So a lot of information there. Let's get to the exciting stuff now. Our guest, Lynda Remund, is president and CEO of the Tampa Downtown Partnership, while Kevin Plummer is the chairman, in addition to being head of Tampa Preparatory School. The Tampa Downtown Partnership is the leader in fostering a vibrant, diverse, 24-hour downtown neighborhood in which to learn, live, work, and play. The strategic mission of Tampa Downtown Partnership is to be the steward of downtown Tampa while cultivating effective public-private partnerships to facilitate catalytic physical and economic development. That is a heck of a mission statement. And you guys, I can attest, you do it very, very well. So very exciting. Let's start out by talking about your grant program. So kind of let our listeners know what that grant program is all about.
Well, thank you, Mayor. And first of all, thank you so much for all the leadership that you're showing and keeping all of our cities safe and healthy. And we really appreciate everything that you're doing. So we enjoy working with you very, very much. And you've done some wonderful things over these last few weeks, especially. So, our grant program that we just launched on Monday, actually, the Reinvestment and Relief for short, it's called Refund Grant Program, and it's an extension of a grant program that we already have in place. But basically, we budgeted $50,000 to give out 50 grants of $1,000 each.
Nice.
To those, thank you, for those small businesses in downtown Tampa who are really in need of it. We did a survey about 2 or 3 weeks ago now of small businesses downtown to see just what the need was. And what we learned was that 96% of them were really struggling. The COVID had a very high impact on them. And then also 40% of them shared with us that they didn't feel like they could sustain operations past May. So that really gave us a heads up as to what needed to be done. We wanted to get some money into their hands quickly. So actually today we did approve 50 of those businesses who have checks. Those are going out tonight. So we targeted those small businesses and we were able to distribute those today. So we're really happy about that.
Were there any restrictions on the application, or was it you just had to be a business in the downtown area?
It had to be within the special services district. It also had to be the business owner applying. There were certain criteria as to eligibility of the type of business that it was, a service industry, arts and culture, the restaurants, cafes, things like that. So it was kind of restricted to those, the retailers, restaurants, and personal care services.
Now, where did you get your the funding? Where did that come from?
That came from the special services district. So the district funded it, actually.
Oh, good. I thought Kevin paid for it. Matter of fact, that's what he told me earlier.
I wish.
Just kidding. All right. Well, that's really wonderful. Now, did you have a lot more applications than there was funding for?
We had about 80 applications.
Okay.
So, like I said, our budget was 50,000. So we cut 50 checks today, and are notifying those recipients of that. And so I think down the road, depending on what our budget looks like in the future, we'll look and see if we can do anything more beyond that.
Good. That's wonderful. Now, you talked about a survey. How many businesses did you actually survey in the downtown area?
There were close to 50 that responded. We sent it out to about 120 of the small businesses, and we had about 50 respondents.
Okay. Was there anything positive? Was anybody? I know that there have been a lot of the businesses that have changed their business model. Now, clearly in the downtown area, if you're a restaurant, then you're turning to takeout, to-go orders. But a lot of places, for example, we had someone call into one of the Facebook Live events, and it was the owner of Tampa T-shirts. And he was asking for individuals that had a sewing machine, knew how to sew, they had changed their business model to making masks and selling those. And so have you found any adjustments that your businesses have made in the downtown area?
Sure. Well, I can tell you one good story from Union 3. It's a yoga and cycling
Oh,
place in the Channel District, and they rented out their cycling bikes and started doing virtual classes online. So that was just a really cool
smart
way to
idea.
interact with their clientele. Absolutely. So that's one way, one really fun story that we heard about.
Good, good. All right, let's talk about the clean team. I love the clean team, and they're just such wonderful individuals. So they're still working, and you're keeping them busy downtown. So what do you have? What do you have the clean team focusing on now?
Well, they're, as they've always done, they report code enforcement issues. So they're going around, they're being eyes and ears on the street.
Hmm.
They're taking care of that maintenance. And it's really funny because we pick up about a half a ton of trash a day, and that hasn't changed. Even with people not being in downtown, it's really funny that that hasn't changed, but we're still collecting about a half a ton of trash a day. But they are in the parks, they are throughout the streets, picking up the litter, pressure washing. So we've been able to do some of those special projects that may not get done as quickly with people walking around.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
they're
what
out and about.
we're doing that also with the city. We've had to repurpose a lot of our employees, and so that we're really focusing on maintenance in a lot of areas that, especially parks and recreation, where you have so many kids or clients, citizens that are in there, and you can't get a lot of these things done. So it's very important. Now, I know all about the clean team, but our viewers may not. So why don't you talk about how that started? What their responsibilities are and how that's funded.
Oh, thank you. So the district was formed in 1994, which is when the Clean Team and the Tampa Downtown Guides were also formed. And so they've been on the street for since 1994. They are funded through the Special Services District, and the Clean Team really performs services above and beyond what the city services are able to do. We work very, very closely with the city and the Parks Department on those initiatives. But they mainly take care of the sidewalks, the curb lines, pick up litter, top off the litter, the garbage cans throughout downtown in the district. So that's their main goal. And they do beautification efforts too. So this next coming week, you may see them out there with the big orange pots that we have on the street as part of our beautification program. But you may see them changing out those plants. We do that a couple of times a year.
Yeah,
So
and it's so pretty. It just adds. So how big is the team? How many people are employed?
there are about 12 people on the team right now.
Good.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
And they really do a great job. I want to hijack that truck pressure washer that they have. That thing is, I mean, that is the Mac Daddy right there. I see
It
that on
is.
Florida Avenue. I see them out pressure washing. I'm like, I think I need that at my house. But it
Yeah.
really is nice. Talk about so the guides in the downtown area as well. And they may not have a lot of individuals to be guiding right now. Are they doing the same tasks, or have they been repurposed?
They will start back on the street next week.
Oh,
What they do, their main duties are restaurant suggestions, providing parking and guidance, and programming information. Transportation information. So restaurants, dining, and entertainment guides they put out. So they answer questions from the visitors and whoever is downtown. They also help with stranded motorists with dead car batteries and flat tires. So all those services are free and provided through the Special Services District.
mhm. And they do such a great job. They're just always so wonderful. And, I love talking to the clean team uh, members and also with the downtown guides. So let's talk a little bit about Rock the Park. What is Rock the Park, and is it going to be continuing?
It is continuing, and through all of this, it has continued. So it will, we see about maybe 1,000 people in Rock the Park. It's a monthly concert series. We're going to be celebrating our 10th year here soon, this coming month. And so it takes place in Curtis Hickson Park, the third Thursday of each month. But now, with all of this going on, we've been doing it virtually every week. So you can still see it on Facebook Live if you go to tampasdowntown.com. And so it'll be showing tonight.
That's
So,
awesome. They
yeah.
on the weekend, there's actually musicians that get up on a building downtown and play, and people can hear them out on the street. I think that's just so neat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That
So,
really is awesome. So, what are you hearing from your members? And we talked about them reinventing themselves, but clearly a lot of places in trouble if they're they're letting you know that they really can't sustain past the end of this month. So, like, what are you hearing out there on the street? Is there anything positive?
well, there are positive things. I mean, I think people are grateful that they're able to do the takeout, and now that it's opened up to 25%. So those small businesses are grateful. They're keeping their head above water as best they can, and they are repurposing themselves. So that takeout's been great. Don Me Now in the Channel District, she has a retail shop, and she has been doing mail orders. So people can
Oh,
order from her store and she mails it out. So, a small retailer, and she's able to make it work.
yeah.
So yeah, so she's doing great. So we are seeing some of those businesses who are being as
Mhm.
creative as they can be right now,
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
that.
and to be a small business, you really have to be nimble. You have to be very dynamic and fluid. So I can imagine they've come up with some great ideas. So the IDA conference coming in October, is that still on?
It's as of today, it's still on. Yes.
Awesome, that's great. Let's talk about what you have done with the Lift Up Local, because I have to tell you, I don't want to be biased, but I think if we give out an award for the most creative, it's going to be Franklin Street with putting the lights out there and the tables. And today, people were utilizing the tables that you've put out on Franklin, and of course, it is an absolutely beautiful day. It's like Chamber of Commerce weather out there. So just talk about how you were able to participate in the Lift Up Local and help the small businesses down here.
Yeah. Well, Mayor, thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that and be involved with that project. So, as you had stated before, it just gives the restaurants an additional footprint of that outdoor seating. So, it gives them that opportunity to have a little bit more than just that 25% inside, which is awesome. So, we were able, through the district, we bought about 20 picnic tables, painted them pink and orange, and put them out on those closed streets along Franklin Street and Twig Street. And then we created lighting, and we also put in some potted plants as barriers and just beautification.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so we that's what we were able to
Yeah.
do. So you can go out there, sit under the umbrellas at the picnic tables, and enjoy your dinner.
Nice. Yeah, it looks very nice. All right,
Thank
now,
you.
Kevin, you're the chair of the board of the Downtown Partnership. Talk about the makeup of the board and then really what the duties are. What's the oversight that the board provides for the Downtown Partnership?
The makeup of the board is about 50 business leaders right now as the cumulative board. It is people that have taken a primary interest and devotion and commitment to the support and celebration of the Learn, Live, Work, Play initiative, and wanting to see everything good that can come to Tampa as quickly as is possible. And the big function of the board is really to support our amazing CEO and wonderful team that's in the partnership. To be honest with you, the things that they're coming up with to support and celebrate entrepreneurs in big business and small business and provide continuity and beautification and space and place is just, it's inspirational. And I have to say, you know, we sort of take our cues from your energy. It's a little infectious. And along the way, that team and Lynda come up with just a bounty of great initiatives. And I have the pleasure to be able to sit on a board that gets to say yes a lot and gets to laugh a lot and really gets to feel like they're a part of the engine of good for Tampa.
Yes, without a doubt. And I tell you, we have come so far in our downtown area with, you know, really making the river the focal point, and with the water taxis and the water activities, you know, with the resurgence of downtown as a residential area, all the businesses that are opening, you know, all of the construction that is going on, it really is nothing short of amazing. And the downtown partnership really has done incredible things. If you think of the downtowner, I mean, that started with the downtown partnership and started out with the old golf cart action, you know, and look how far that has come as well. So you really have brought all of the businesses together and just continued to innovate and lift our city up. It really is so wonderful with the guides downtown when we have all of the conventions, the conferences in town, and just to see them interacting with everyone. The clean team keeping us, you know, our having our best face on every day in the downtown area. It really makes a difference. It's when you pay attention to those little details that a lot of people may not notice one or two, but cumulative, they really do provide an impression of your city. And so I thank you both for everything that you do with the downtown partnership to really, you know, make Tampa shine. I mean, you do that every single day, literally and figuratively. So I thank you both very, very much.
Can I throw one more plug out there, Mayor? I just
Sure.
got one more plug out there. I want everybody to please go and visit tampasdowntown.com. It is an incredible website that will help you discover even more opportunities. The partnership, Lynda and her team have put together a number of incredible virtual programming opportunities, from yoga and Zumba to home at work. Rock the Park Live, as you said, is a weekly thing, work from home cribs. That website is an opportunity not only for our downtown residents, but for our outlying communities to have a chance to really know how to take advantage of this great city that they're living in. So just a little plug, tampasdowntown.com. Go to the website and check out all that partnership is trying to support.
All right, good deal. Well, thank you guys very, very much. You know, we are all in this together, and
Yes.
there's no doubt that we're going to come out on the other end stronger than we were before. So very, very exciting. To our viewers, thank you again for watching. And remember, stay safe, stay calm, be kind, and if at all, you can stay at home, stay at home. And you just saw what Kevin put up. Wear your mask. Take your personal responsibility very safely. We have the opportunity to open our community back up very slowly, and we have to make sure that we do it successfully. And that means that you take the precautions necessary, wearing facial covering and staying 6 feet away from each other whenever you possibly can. Very, very important. But we will all get through this together. So thank you for watching, and thank you guys so much for what you do to make our city great every single day. Thank you all.
Thank you,
God bless.
Mayor. Bye-bye.
Bye.